Most people over 60 are told that a softer shoe automatically means a safer walk. The reality is more nuanced. A few quiet details in everyday footwear can raise your chance of slipping or tripping, especially on smooth floors at home or on wet sidewalks after a light rain. If you have ever felt perfectly steady in the store but oddly insecure in your kitchen, you are not imagining it. Today, we will fix 6 common footwear mistakes that quietly increase fall risk in people over 60, and we will do it with simple checks you can perform in minutes, using guidance that public health and clinical groups have emphasized for years. Everything here is explained in plain language and informed by real research from trustworthy sources. This video is educational and does not replace advice from your clinician or a personalized assessment of your feet, balance, and medical conditions. Let us begin with the part of a shoe that meets the floor, because that is where many problems start, and then move through design choices that change how your body senses the ground. The first mistake is wearing shoes with slippery or worn smooth outsoles. When the bottom of a shoe goes glossy at the heel or the ball of the foot, it behaves like a skate-on tile or polished wood. Friction is your invisible handrail. When tread patterns are shallow or scrubbed away, that handrail disappears, and you do not always notice it until a near fall surprises you in the kitchen. Injury prevention programs in hospitals rely on traction for a reason, and public health guidance for older adults echoes the same point. Better grip on smooth surfaces is associated with fewer slide events. You can run a 10-second home check. Flip the shoe and look for crisp grooves across the heel and forefoot. Run a finger along the most worn area. If it feels glassy or if water sits on the sole instead of spreading, traction has likely faded. Another clue is sound. A high-pitched squeak or a skating squeal on a clean floor often means the rubber has hardened or the tread has flattened. What to do next is straightforward. Replace heavily worn pairs or choose house shoes with slip-resistant rubber, not hard plastic. Look for soles that flex but do not crack, and for patterns that channel moisture away rather than creating a slick pad. The common error is judging safety by the upper. The outsole fails long before the top of the shoe looks tired, so do not let a neat appearance fool you. Speaking of house shoes brings us to the second mistake, relying on backless slippers, flip-flops, or clogs for daily wear. Without a firm heel counter, the supportive wall that cups your heel, your toes must grip to keep the shoe on. That tiny clench seems harmless, but it shortens your step and reduces late toe clearance, which is when toes catch on thresholds, rugs, and small lips at doorways. Clinicians who work with older adults have warned for years that backless styles are inherently unstable on stairs and slippery floors. Consumer guidance from major medical publishers has offered the same practical advice. For routine use, prefer a closed heel with real rear foot control and a strap or laces that tame the midfoot. If your slipper shoots off when you speed up, if you hear a flap under the heel, or if you catch your toe while turning, those are quiet warnings. The fix is to let the shoe hold you rather than asking your toes to hold the shoe. Pick a soft inside, firm outside house shoe with a closed heel you can press with your thumb. If tying knots is a pain, use hook and loop straps or elastic laces that lock gently. A frequent objection is that indoor use must be safe by default, yet most falls after 60 happen at home, especially on smooth bathroom and kitchen floors, so stability matters most where you feel most comfortable. The third mistake is wearing shoes that are too big or simply too loose. Feet change with age. Arches may sit a bit lower, toes may spread, and swelling can vary across the day. The size that worked a decade ago might now be half a size off, and extra space is not the same thing as comfort. Loose footwear reduces the signals your feet send to your brain about where the ground is and how it is moving under you. That reduced sensation can delay the quick ankle corrections that keep you upright when a surface tilts or when your foot lands a little awkwardly. Foot care clinics and aging health resources routinely link poor fit to pain, bunions, corns, and instability, and all of those are associated with a higher chance of falling. Look for these signs of a bad match. Your heel lifts with each step. You slide forward when going down a gentle slope or stepping off a curb. You find yourself curling your toes to keep the shoe on. A simple home test can help. Stand tall. You should have about a thumb's width in front of the longest toe. The heel should feel gently hugged without sharp pressure, and the ball of your foot should sit over the widest part of the shoe rather than behind it. Do your sizing later in the day when feet are slightly larger. Try both length and width options, and do not be shy about using closures that secure the midfoot. If a favorite pair is only a touch loose, a removable insole can improve the match, and a heel lock lacing pattern can stop slipping without crushing the instep. The common misunderstanding is that buying a size up creates comfort. Real comfort comes from shape match and soft but steady support, not from empty space. Our fourth mistake looks modern and feels luxurious at first step: over soft, very thick platform soles. It sounds counterintuitive, but extremely compliant. High-stacked midsoles can blur the ground feel that your nervous system uses for balance. When ankle strength or sensation is reduced, as often happens with age, diabetes, or neuropathy, that missing feedback matters more than it used to. People describe a floating sensation on curbs and a delayed awareness of small bumps or changes in surface texture. Biomechanics research has noted that excessive compliance under the foot can alter ankle strategy and sway, especially on uneven ground. None of this means you must live with thin, punishing shoes. It means that moderation stabilizes you. Choose cushioning that compresses slightly and rebounds smoothly, not a pillar of foam that stacks you far from the ground. Look for a broader base under the heel, a firm heel counter, and a midsole that resists corkscrewing when you twist it gently. Try shoes on more than one surface. If you can feel the contour of the floor without feeling every pebble, you are likely in the stable but comfortable zone. The mistake to avoid is equating plushness with safety. For balance, clarity of feedback beats a marshmallow feel. The fifth mistake hides in plain sight: elevated heels and large heel-to-toe drops, even the modest 1 to 2 inch type often found in dress shoes. Raising the rear foot shifts weight forward, shortens step length, and can stress the knees and the lower back. In older adults, higher heels and larger drops have been linked to changes in sway and step timing that do not help balance, and many people notice tight calves or a pitched forward posture after short walks. If you feel off balance stepping off a curb, if you lean forward as you stand still, or if your calves complain after an easy shopping trip, the drop may be part of the story. For everyday use, choose low heels or near-zero drop designs that still provide rear foot control. Save taller heels for short, planned occasions, and when you do use them, prefer broad, block-style shapes over narrow points. A persistent myth is that a small dress heel is harmless if you are only walking a little. For balance, geometry matters, and small changes multiplied across the whole day can add up. The sixth mistake seems cozy but is deceptively risky: smooth socks on smooth floors. Bare socks on polished wood or tile act like skates, particularly at night when lighting is poor and your brain is not fully alert. Hospital fall programs often choose socks with grip dots because those tiny islands of traction interrupt the slide, and the same idea works at home. If you have had near falls on your way to the bathroom, park a pair of closed-heel treaded house shoes by the bed and switch to non-slip socks that actually grip the floor. Many people tell themselves it is just a quick trip. Slips are fast. Prevention needs to be in place before that first sleepy step. Let us make this even more practical with a short action plan you can complete today. First, run a 5-minute audit. Line up 5 or 6 pairs and check the outsoles for gloss, the tread for depth and sharp edges, the heel counter for firmness, and the fit while standing. If your heel lifts or your toes jam forward, that pair needs attention. If the sole looks slick, that pair belongs to the donation pile or to your short visit category, not to daily use. Second, upgrade one item now rather than waiting for a big shopping day. Replace backless slippers with a closed-heel slip-resistant house shoe, or switch from smooth socks to non-slip socks for nighttime walks. Consider adding a mat with good grip near the bed and another in front of the bathroom sink. Third, bring one page of notes to your clinician. Mention foot pain, bunions, hammer toes, numbness, diabetes or neuropathy, swelling that changes through the day, or any near falls in the last month. According to guidance from the National Institute on Aging, pairing footwear changes with a broader fall prevention plan, lighting, handrails, exercise tailored to your level, and medication review multiplies the benefit because each part supports the others. Before we close, it helps to understand why footwear matters so much for balance in later life. As we age, small sensory delays and strength changes mean we rely more on clear signals from the soles of the feet and on tiny ankle adjustments that happen without conscious thought. Shoes that erase those signals or force the toes to grip change how our bodies solve balance problems. That is one reason fall prevention advice from public health agencies emphasizes obvious home changes like lighting and clutter, but also returns, again and again, to footwear. The idea is not to chase a perfect shoe. The idea is to reduce avoidable risks in the places you walk every day and to do so with simple, repeatable rules you can remember under pressure. Here is a quick recap you can keep in your head the next time you open the closet. Traction you can actually see. A heel that is held by a real counter, not just soft fabric. A shape that matches your foot so you are not swimming or curling your toes to hang on. Cushioning that is moderate and stable rather than bouncy and tall. Low heels for everyday use, saving higher pairs for short, planned moments. And socks or house shoes that grip smooth floors instead of skating across them. According to the World Health Organization, falls are a leading cause of injury in older adults worldwide. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and National Aging Institutes add that small, environment-level changes, like the shoes you choose at home, are often the fastest wins. Those small choices, repeated daily, protect the muscles and bones you rely on to live independently. If this helped you, tell me which pair you are going to replace first. Share this video with someone who is 60 or older, and subscribe so you do not miss the next lesson. Coming up, we will look at 6 sitting habits that quietly sap muscle strength after 50 and how to fix them with small, practical changes at home. Information guides your choices. Do not start or stop medications, orthotics, or treatments without speaking to your healthcare professional, and ask your clinician to review your footwear, foot health, and fall risk as part of your next visit.